Guys, welcome back to another episode of Peanut Casts, where we have Team SKRT versus the BoneYard Goons. BoneYard Goons on side selection take red side again after winning on it last game. Again, my name is Tanner Peanut Metro. I'm an aspiring shoutcaster. So if you guys know anybody that need games casted, please send them my way. Well, let's jump into today's game. Summoner's Rift. My balls in your balls. Poppy in the top lane. Kindred jungle. Woo-Walk good on the Azir in the mid lane. And the Xayah Lux bot lane. Going toe-to-toe against the Kled in the top lane. Hecarim jungle. Xerath mid. And the Kai'Sa Rakan bot lane. So doing a good job there in Champion Select of splitting up that lovers duet, so that way they are not together, making that bottom lane very strong, but should be just as strong. Pretty good poke coming out from the Xayah and the Lux down in that lane. Kindred in the jungle matching up against Hecarim. A pretty solid matchup. Again, we see Hecarim running the Conqueror, which is going to make him a lot stronger in the 1v1 skirmishes. But Kindred having that Lamb's Respite should do a solid job keeping her team healthy. And they don't really have... Actually, we see some level 1 action here. The cheese down in the bottom lane. Xayah forced to flash away. The Ignite is on. One summoner spell for one summoner spell, but a huge summoner spell coming out of that Xayah. The flash to keep herself safe. And just a little bit of cheese coming out from the Kai'Sa Rakan. You love to see it, because I do believe they should be getting pushed in. This Xayah Lux lane should have priority in this lane moving forward. So nice little trade coming out from them. But as I was saying, Kindred ult to keep everybody alive, and they've only really got the devastating charge to knock them out of the grand entrance coming in actually here. Jeez Louise, I can't even talk about this Kindred matchup. Rakan just keeps interrupting me. But as I was saying, they have the devastating charge, and that's really about it to knock somebody out of the Kindred ult. So we'll be looking for that in these team fights. Now Hecarim looking for something in the top lane. Popping, going in. The devastating charge to knock her back. A perfect flash there to keep her safe. And Kindred is here to clean up. First blood actually going over to the Hecarim. But Poppy gets one back. And now these junglers are going toe-to-toe. But the teleport from Azir coming into the top lane. And Azir makes it a 2-for-1 in that top lane skirmish. A great teleport coming out from that Azir, level 3, teleporting into that top lane to turn the tides of that fight. Poppy and Azir getting themselves a couple of kills. Kindred getting herself an assist. Also something to note now, Scuttle Crab does not spawn until 3 minutes and 15 seconds. Those changes have gone live, which makes things a little bit difficult for Kindred. Her first mark by that point typically probably coming from a champion rather than that 2-minute Scuttle Crab. See a little bit of trading going down in the bot lane. Xayah and Lux able to get some damage back down on that bottom lane. But actually dashing forward here. A lot of damage coming down onto this Azir. Xerath having to flash away from that one in the mid lane. And now Poppy wants to trade some damage back on the Kled. She is still only level 2, but she has the Hammer Shock. She has the Heroic Charge. Kled doing his best trying to get back on Skarl. And now Hecarim may have caught Kindred out in the river here. The devastating charge forward. Kindred just going to kite herself away from this one. Wolf's Frenzy for a little bit of poke damage. And now Kled actually getting dangerously low here in this matchup with Poppy, but he is very close to Kled. Will he be able to get it? Or Skarl, there it is. Pops back on that lizard. But Poppy's still looking for more here. The stun comes out. Surely he will be knocked off again. A couple more auto attacks should do it. Actually healing up here from the refillable potion. And Kled staying alive in that trade between the Conqueror and the refillable potion is now going to take his leave, go back to base. Hopefully get some resistances here. No teleport, so he is actually going to lose quite a bit, given that Poppy pushes this lane out. The jungler's doing a great job so far with a little bit of early pressure in that top lane, some pressure in the mid lane. And one thing, again, that I want to note in this matchup is Hecarim does have the Conqueror, so he's going to be getting the true damage as well as the healing in these fights. Whereas Kindred's just going to have to do her darndest to kite around because she's run and press the attack, which does help in her case. You get a lot of damage with Press the Attack and Mounting Dread, but now we see Lux with a double binding there. Kai'Sa actually low on mana, but Lux is as well. They're going to have to be careful here. And the BoneYard Goons do have the level advantage. Xayah only level 3. Where the Kai'Sa and Rakan are both level 4 here. And Xerath doing a good job actually leading in CS after that teleport top from Azir. But doing a good job just staying back and not taking too much damage here. But actually we see the shuffle in Azir getting a lot of damage down onto Xerath. Just as I was praising him for all of his ability to play safe. Now Kindred makes her way back into the top lane. Not going to find anything there. Just running in and running out. Kled may actually go to ward here. But Kindred's just going to walk away from that one. And Azir wants more blood. The Shifting Sands able to close the gap there. And the Emperor's Divide going to work so well. As I was saying earlier with Kindred's ultimate. Kindred's ult, as everybody knows, heals or keeps everybody alive. But the Emperor's Divide on Azir being able to shove everybody out of that ultimate should be will be detrimental actually in these team fights, making sure that nobody on the BoneYard Goons are safe or getting the healing from the Kindred ultimate. But now we see Hecarim was looking for a little bit of counter jungling, spotted out there by the bottom lane. He's gonna walk away from this one, leave that red for Kindred to take, but Kindred is up taking her mark while Poppy is trying to find more blood on this Kled. She is out of cooldown. She's just gonna walk away from this one. Kled is now level 6, but he does not have Skarl, so he will not be able to use that ultimate. Kindred walks over a ward, and Hecarim is on the top side of this map. They're looking for the dive here. Kindred not level 6, just to note. The Wolf's Friend, or the Mounting Dread will be enough, but here comes Hecarim. He's got the Ghost. He's got the devastating charge, but Poppy with the Keeper's Verdict knocks him back towards his base. And those two are just going to walk away from this one. A great dive, splitting up that turret aggro perfectly, and then Poppy saving her ultimate to be able to knock away anybody trying to turn the tides of that fight. A great play by Poppy. Now she's actually still in the top lane. Hecarim trying to push this lane down, but Poppy doing quite a bit of damage. She does already have those completed ninja tabbies as well, so a little bit of armor to keep her safe in this matchup, basically across the board. Double binding coming out. The ignite is on Rakan. He's having to walk away from this one. Xayah trying to trade some damage back. Rakan goes in with the grand entrance, having to walk away now. They're trying to kite back. The ignite coming out onto Xayah, and it's just going to be not enough there. Azir actually makes a roam down. Xerath stuck in the mid lane after shoving out, and a double kill going over to that bottom lane. And this is going to be huge, but now Kindred caught out here. The teleport coming up the top lane. Kindred still only level 5. Skarl is gone, and so is Kled. Kindred picks up another kill for herself and a mark there. Kindred doing a very, very good job keeping this top lane ahead and doesn't even have to worry about that bottom side of the map. They're playing so well. They're playing so safe. And just as you saw a 15 CS deficit on that Xayah, they get that double kill on the bottom side of the map. One going over to Xayah, one going over to Lux. And now she's able to close up that CS gap, as well as get a kill and an assist for herself. But Rakan is privy. The ultimate coming out from Xayah to keep herself safe. Not going to find anything there. Xayah was actually down a level previously, but now up a level on that Rakan, so he did not have the ult, the quickness there to follow up after the grand entrance. Xayah able to just ult away from that one, keep herself safe, head back to base, pick herself up a nice BF sword. Gonna walk back to lane. Very, very strong here. Cloud Drake is available. Probably the most notable Drake on top of the Infernal Drake for Hecarim. Getting that extra damage from any bonus movement speed here. And now we see the fighting coming out in the top lane. The stun comes out from the heroic charge. And this is just going to be too much. Poppy absolutely decimating that Kled in the top lane, and Xerath picking up a kill for himself in that mid lane. And this is just as I was saying in the champion select, or not in the champion select, but the loading screen, that I think that Team SKRT just have the stronger team comp here. Azir scaling into late, Kindred scaling, Poppy just going to be an absolute beefcake. Now Kindred caught out, lambs her spike. She manages to pick up the dragon, but she will pay for it with her life. The shutdown going over to Kaisa. A couple more shutdowns, and this Kaisa will log in surely, but now we see more fighting this top side. This Kled just will not learn. He's actually going to get his Scarl back here, and this might just be enough. He's 2 levels down, but it might not matter. The stun just outside of the turret range. She is fighting in a huge minion wave. The Vicious. Wow. The shutdown gold actually going over to Kled. Yo, Merc, thank you for the sub. I appreciate you, brother. Move to LA and get a job at Riot, bro. I'm working on it, man. We're trying to take this to the top. This is the first game of the day, so we're a little wishy-washy. So we'll get better as the day goes on, but I appreciate you, my man. Now fighting down in the bot lane. Xayah taking dangerously low, but she's going to get a kill onto that Kaisa. Kaisa trades the kill back. Actually, that kill going over to Lux here. So a double kill for Lux. And this bottom lane just biting off a little bit more than they can chew. Kaisa was sitting on a lot of damage. Rakan did not get the ignite out, and she was actually not able to use the killer instinct for the shield either. Now Xerath getting dangerously low in this mid lane, has to flash away from that Kindred. Azir, after getting ganked, able to come back into this lane and just bully out this Xerath. I think I said Azir getting dangerously low. I meant Xerath for the side of the BoneYard Goons. And now the pressure on Rift Herald has begun. The devastating charge, a lot of damage coming out from that Hecarim. Onslaught of Shadows going to fear Kindred back into that Rift Herald. It's basically a 3v1 there because of that Rift Herald. Now Poppy caught in the middle of 2. Does she have the damage? Azir is here to help her out, and yes, between the two they will. Azir picks up 1. The Emperor's Divide comes out, and the Shifting Sands. A double kill for Azir, roaming up to help his top laner and jungler. And right now, it doesn't seem like the BoneYard Goons can actually get anything. As soon as they get something, it's immediately traded back, either on the bottom side of the map or from a roam by this Xerath. He's made his way top multiple times. He's made his way bot multiple times. Now we see the quickness in the Grand Entrance coming in under turret. Xayah going to use her ultimate, try and keep herself safe. The killer instinct from Kaisa coming out, a lot of damage, but not going to be enough. Rakan was tanking the turret. Kaisa was not, so they are going to live. They pick up the kill in that bottom lane. And just as I was saying, they can't get anything. They're able to get a kill on the bottom side of the map and pick up a turret plate for themselves. A top lane turret going to go down. Now we're seeing a 2,000 gold deficit. Battle Dan's going to keep Rakan safe there onto the Kaisa. And a couple more plates should go down here. Trying to close that gold gap. The killer instinct is not available. Lux having to flash away from that one to stay safe. A lot of damage from the Acathian Rain from the Kaisa. Getting every missile down onto that Lux. He steps up just a little bit too close. Has to flash away. And now Hecarim on the bottom side of the map trying to make a trade. Top turret is gone. Still 40 seconds left of turret plating. Will they be able to pick up this turret? Xayah is now back. So one more plate going to go over. A total of 3 plates. And now Kindred finds Kled in the jungle. The Mounting Dread is on. One more auto attack will knock him off Scarl, but not going to find it. Xerath is there to play defense. He pops the ultimate here. Not going to find his mark. Emperor's Divide actually pushing Hecarim into the turret range. A lot of damage coming out, but the Onslaught of Shadows there. Now the knockup from Poppy on to this Xerath. She will get the kill there. Hecarim managed to pick up the Azir. Kindred trying to kite away here. The Tiamat going to be too much, but now Poppy finds herself in the middle of a 2v2. Scarl is back in play as well. A lot of damage coming out. The Hammer Shock trying to slow him down. Poppy having to flash away from this one. Bear Trap on a rope. Not going to find it, but Lux actually roams up. They might find the damage here onto that Hecarim. Final Spark finds its mark there. And now, again, knocked off Scarl. And just the roams. Just when you think you're winning a trade or you're winning a fight for the BoneYard Goons, it's just not enough. They start to close the gold gap to just under 1,500 gold. And then it jumps right back up to 2,000 gold, almost 3,000 gold here. Just the roams that they're having from their laners. Azir, again, the top side river, roaming down bot. Azir actually getting caught out there, but Lux making her way all the way from the bottom lane into that fight to just turn it around. This Poppy has had so many resources, but now Lux caught out here. The killer instinct coming out, the quickness, the grand entrance, everything will take her down. And now Xayah trying to defend 2v1, but Kindred is here, may be able to do something here. She does not have the Lambs Respite, and she actually might be in a pretty bad spot here. Kaisa picks up a kill for herself, so 2 kills now on the bottom side of the map. Lux and Kindred are dead. Poppy is down here. Maybe make something happen. Xayah getting dangerously low. Now Rakan looking for something. The Ignite comes out, flashes forward to the Grand Entrance. Not going to find the knockup, but should find the kill. The heroic charge into the wall will pick up the kill for Poppy. Traded 1 back, but overall 3 kills on the bottom side of the map there, and only 1 going down for the BoneYard Goons. Now Emperor Divide stopping the devastating charge there. He has to have some fancy footwork here. The Onslaught of Shadows coming out, and a Rampage will do it. It doesn't matter how far back you push this Hecarim. He will find his way into that fight. 2 ultimates coming out to pick up Azir, and this might also just be an Infernal Drake going over to the BoneYard Goons. And now we're seeing a 400 gold deficit, so they've managed to close that gold gap and pick themselves up an Infernal Drake here. And just some missteps, unfortunately. Xayah stepping up just a little too far in a 2v1. Poppy wasn't close enough. Lux pathing through that tri-bush and just getting caught out by 2. Now Kindred flashes forward, but gets absolutely deleted by Xerath. The jungler that was doing so well in this early game is now 2-5-3. And this Xerath is starting to log on. Xayah all alone down in this bottom lane, having to walk away from this one. Rift Herald is going to go over. Poppy picks that up for her team, so Team SKRT will have that in their favor. But now the turrets are tied up 1-1 and a 900 gold lead on the side of the BoneYard Goons here. A lot of damage coming out from that Azir. Again, devastating charge on this Hecarim. Didn't even have to use the Ghost there. Just able to decimate that Azir in the mid lane with a little bit of backup from the Xerath. This Hecarim slowly working is 1 item away from that Triforce. Now Poppy may be caught out here. She's trying to get the damage down onto Kled. Skarl is gone. Actually, the W from Poppy stops the devastating charge here. The Keeper's Verdict does not find its mark. Skarl is back, and that is a killing spree for Hecarim here. Rakan coming down in the mid lane with the quickness, the knock up there. Lambs Spike coming out, but Hecarim should be able to knock out of this one. She actually uses the wall to keep herself safe, but jumps away from the ultimate and gets herself out of the heal. And that's 4 kills across the board for this Hecarim. Absolutely insane, and they want more. Lux still in this mid lane. She is not going to be safe here. Underneath the turret, it doesn't matter. Hecarim tanks that turret with ease, and another kill. 3 dead now for the BoneYard Goons after a gank on that mid laner. Or 3 dead, I'm sorry, for Team SKRT after a gank. So a 4-for-0 across the board there as Hecarim makes his way all the way around the map, making plays, and now has a 400 gold bounty on his head. We are 18 minutes into this game. Kindred still sitting under 4 marks here. So not able to really kind of hit that team fighting power spike. She's basically still a caster minion right now. So we may see her step up for that Scuttle Crab. But if we look at the builds, we all know what Azir and Xayah can do in this late game. Azir now only sitting on 1 item, so they need to buy time right now. Team SKRT down 4,000 gold. Kindred getting caught up here by the Hecarim. She's still on the blue buff. Grabs that up for herself. The Onslaught of Shadows coming out. Kindred able to kite away from that one, and a shutdown going over to Poppy. Right now, that is exactly where you want this shutdown. A lot of damage now coming out between Xerath and the Gromp. Kindred not in a good spot here. Is not going to follow the fancy footwork here. Lux is here to try and trade the kill back, but so are 2 members of Team BoneYard Goons, and a double kill going over to that Xerath. Kindred just biting off a little bit more than she could chew there. Didn't have vision of the Xerath. Tried to stay and pick up the Gromp, but between the 2 of them ends up paying for it with her life, and then Lux just following. Unfortunately, Lux trying to make plays around the map for her team, not able to do so. Poppy does still have this Rift Herald, so they can look to find another turret for themselves as they are down 3-1 for Team SKRT. Now the Xerath ultimate coming out, trying to find the damage on that Azir. Not going to do it there. Going to keep himself safe. But as I was saying, Right now, they just need to buy their time. Xerath already doing damage, but as this game grows later, and I say Xerath, but I meant Azir, and his ears must have been ringing because as soon as I say anything, he gets absolutely decimated by that Azir. But the shutdown gold going over to Kindred there, and that is a huge shutdown. Now, Kindred working towards that Blade of the Ruined King. Should be doing okay against these tanks. Now, Poppy using the heroic charge, trying to keep Hecarim from doing too much damage here. Hecarim uses the Onslaught of Shadows to get over to the Kindred. Lambs Respite coming out. Kaisa fighting just outside the ultimate. Deluxe ultimate will find its mark there. Keeper's Verdict going to knock 2 away. And Hecarim getting absolutely deleted. I talk about, again, overstepping boundaries, and Hecarim just trying to do a little bit too much. Runs into that Kindred after finding himself between 2 turrets, and he does go down. Now, this Poppy is going to be absolutely huge as this game goes on. She's playing so well. The flash forward with the quickness from the Rakan. Poppy just so tanky. Taking everything. The teleport coming down. Here is Lux as well. Kaisa having to flash away, but Rakan not as fortunate. Grand Entrance will keep him safe for a little bit longer. The Emperor's Divide coming out. A 600 gold shutdown going over to Poppy and make that 900 gold total. A double kill from that Poppy. And just as I was saying, she is going to be absolutely huge. They get decent value out of this Rift Herald after having to drop it down on their tier 2. And now Xerath actually mindlessly walking down this this bottom lane, was probably looking somewhere else on the map, gets caught out, and Xayah picks up a kill for herself. Hecarim trying to get one back onto that Lux, but 4 members are on that bottom side of the map. 4 Team SKRT. She might be able to kite away from this one. Kled in that top lane going toe-to-toe with Poppy. He does get his Scarl back, but the heroic charge going to stun him up. And now Kindred caught out a double kill going over to that Hecarim. Lux and Kindred going down. Make it a triple kill. Hecarim absolutely huge. Azir was not able to stay and fight with the team. And Hecarim picks up 3 for himself. And Poppy gets 1 in the top lane to trade it back. It is an absolute bloodbath right now. But if Poppy keeps getting these kills, she might be just a little bit too much. This is Azir with the Emperor's Divide to knock this Hecarim back. The Poppy charge as well as the Keeper's Verdict to keep Hecarim at bay. Hecarim right now 10, 5, and 3 is a lot of damage. What they need to do is get a beautiful engage on that Xerath and then make sure that Hecarim isn't able to get to their backline and delete these carries. Kindred doing quite a bit of damage now that she has the Blade of the Ruined King. Xayah sitting on 2 items. Azir working on his 2nd item now. Looks like he will be building a Morellonomicon to stop some of the healing from the Hecarim. Kaisa does have half an item and 70 CS on that Xayah. And just as I was saying it, they go toe-to-toe. Xayah now under turret. Kaisa dangerously low here. She managed to pick up the turret for herself, but a kill going over to that Kindred. Kindred now looking for more. Has a red buff, but not going to chase that one out. Xerath is in the wakes. And just as I was talking about the lead that Xayah had, or Kaisa had on Xayah, she looks for the engage there, uses the killer instinct to close the gap. Fortunately, Kindred was there. And now the top laner's going toe-to-toe again, but on the bottom side of the map here. Hammer Shot coming out, getting quite a bit of damage down onto that Kled. But at this point in the game, he is doing a great job at getting Scarl back. But now he is just about to lose it. The Bear Trap on a rope going to lock up Poppy just for a second. Kled not able to get away from this one. Poppy gets another kill there as Hecarim goes on a rampage. Final mark as the Lamb's Respite falls down. A lot of damage coming out from that Lux, and Azir should be able to pick this one up. They shut down gold going over to Azir, and Kindred gets herself another mark there as Kaisa tries to defend this top lane, or this bot lane tier 2. Poppy going to run away from this one, maybe look for the turn. But Xerath is looking for more. He lands the stun onto that Azir. Not going to find much more than that. The mid laner and the support. 2v2 going on this bottom side of the jungle. Lux stepping up here. She has to be careful. Xerath can absolutely delete her with just 1 combo, but Azir is in that mid lane. Now we see the quickness coming out. The knockup from Rakan. He is just going to walk away from this one. The Gleaming Quill to get a little bit of healing on the way out. Now the Shifting Sands going to keep Azir safe here. Lux looking for more. Not going to find it. The poke battle commences between Lux and Xerath. Baron is alive. We are 25 minutes into this game, and right now both teams could take Baron almost immediately. We do see the 3 items on that Kai'Sa. She does have the Guinsoo's Rage Blade. She should be able to melt it. And it actually looks like they want to start it up. Am I actually the coach for their team? Am I shot calling for their team right now? I feel like as soon as I say something, these guys are doing it. And now red team on the Baron here. Actually getting deleted. And there's just no answer. Kindred is on the bottom side of the map, and the BoneYard Goons now pick up the Baron Nashor, and they've got themselves just shy of a 3,000 gold lead. Dragon is coming up soon. And one thing that I wanted to note was 2 Cloud Drakes on the side of Team SKRT. Now, Cloud Drake getting the movement speed in and out of combat definitely helps, but I think the biggest thing is that they are able to keep that away from the Hecarim. Now, the Hecarim getting the bonus movement speed, or bonus attack damage for bonus movement speed. Without those 2 Cloud Drakes, he doesn't get free stats there. Now, Kindred looking for something here onto the Hecarim. The final spark comes out, getting him dangerously low, but he is healing up like an absolute madman. And so far, it is a 1-for-1. Lamb's Respite does come out, and a cannon minion will sit down that Kindred. As Kai'Sa now looking for more here. The Emperor's Divide coming out. Kled dashes forward, trying to find something here. Poppy actually picks up a kill for herself there on the Rakan, and so far it is a 2-for-2 in this mid lane. Azir just sitting back, but Poppy getting dangerously low, absolutely shredded there. Azir looking to trade one back. He dashes forward. He doesn't find it. Skarl comes back to keep Kled alive, and this Kai'Sa absolutely rampaging in that team fight, just sitting on the back line. Nobody was able to get to her. This final spark, not able to pick up a kill either from that Lux. She's so far ahead, but not able to do much there. And now we see this gold lead growing to just shy of 5,000 gold with another Infernal Drake in the eyes of the BoneYard Goons. Poppy's so tanky, but they're just not able to get these team fights. They're just not able to really fight as a team. It always seems like one person is just too far away and then joins the fight a little bit late, but by that time, just as I said, it is just a little bit too late. A 4,000 gold deficit on the side of Team SKRT. They need to just start to kind of slow things down. They need Azir to build a few more items. If this Azir is able to pick up his Rabadon's death cap, that's when you're going to start to see him log in. We're only 27 minutes of this game. There hasn't been a lot of time for these late game carries to try to get back into this game. We see the Kai'Sa already doing well for herself. Again, up 70 CS, has 4 items completed to the 2.5 items on the Xayah. They kind of just need to take a step back and make sure these lanes are pushed out, but right now, that is the least of their worries. The Baroned up team is in the base. Hecarim goes into the middle of 4 now, trying to get a lot of damage out here. The knock-up coming out from Rakan. 3 people, but Hecarim goes down. Kindred able to pick one up, but Kled gets 2. A double kill going over, and now the Nexus turrets are in their sights. Poppy's still healthy here. She might be able to defend this, but Kai'Sa just going to bang these turrets down. Azir is here now, and now we're seeing a 3v4 to try and defend their base. Poppy running forward, but just getting kited away. She's going to go down to that Xerath. And now it's a 2v4 in this base. They've got the minions. They've got a super minion. Kai'Sa flashes forward, picks up a kill onto Azir. They want to wipe the entire team here. Surely Xayah will follow. Rooted up is that Kled, but a double kill going over to that Kai'Sa. The Azir turret not going to keep this base live for long enough, and the BoneYard Goons take game 2 in style. Absolutely great game from the BoneYard Goons, able to come back from that rough early game. Turn everything on its head. Hecarim going absolutely nuclear in these team fights. Kai'Sa turning up as well, coming towards the end of that game. So GG's BoneYard Goons.